Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss a very important ratio, that is debt to equity ratio. Normally denoted by D by E. The name of the ratio itself is evident that it is going to comprise of two financial items. One is going to be your debt and another one is going to be your equity. What do I mean by debt? Debt means all the borrowed funds, all the loan funds which the company has taken and which has a fixed obligation, a fixed charge in the nature of interest. Whereas equity means equity is also known as shareholders funds. Equity is also known as net worth. All are one and the same thing. Net worth, shareholders funds, equity are one and the same thing. It is nothing but the money contributed by the owners to the business. So basically, debt to equity is nothing but a relation between borrowed funds to own funds, or borrowed funds to owners funds. So we are trying to find a relationship between borrowed funds and own funds and trying to understand what or on what funds the company is relying more. Like if the company has more amount of borrowed funds, the debt to equity ratio will be high. So if you find a debt to equity ratio of 2, 3, 4, so that means the company is relying more on borrowed funds as compared to shareholders funds. And if the debt to equity ratio is low, that means the company is focusing more on shareholders funds. Basically, debt to equity ratio is a ratio to measure the long term solvency of the business. So what do I mean by long term solvency is we are trying to find basically whether the company can survive into the near future for at least 4 5 years, whether the company can survive. That is general thinking behind finding a debt to equity ratio or behind finding the long term solvency ratios. Now, why do we find debt to equity, or what is the purpose? The nature of debt comes with a fixed cost, whereas equity does not have any fixed charge. So if the company is using high amount of debt, that means they are using a high amount of funds on which there is a fixed cost to be paid. Understand, if there is any issues into the market and the business is not able to generate enough profits to pay this interest or pay this charge, plus you need to pay some extra cost, or you need to pay the principal, so there is multiple payments for the debt holders. And if the company is not able to generate that much funds and they are not able to pay the debt holders may force the company to close down, to bring it to bankruptcy. So means if you have high amount of debt and your business is dependent upon the market scenario, or it is too much volatile and you are not able to perform well, the debt holders may force your business to close down. But other way around, if you have high amount of equity and even if your business is not up to the mark, there is a downfall into the operations still, and if you decide you are not paying anything to equity holders, still you can survive easily because there is no fixed obligation on equity holders. So you may postpone their returns, you may not give a single rupee to equity holders, that is basically shareholders or owners, but that is not the case with debts. Hence the companies which are normally using high amount of debt or having high debt to equity are assumed to be taking more risk as compared to the companies who are having a low debt to equity ratio. So high debt to equity ratio, high risk, because they are using high debt, and when they are using high debt, and if the economic scenario changes, and you are not able to generate those revenues, then it may impact the functioning, it may impact the entire operations, it may even result in closing down of the business. So generally, what is the mindset? If the debt to equity ratio is high, the company is more risky. If the debt to equity ratio is low, the company is considered to be less risky. But we cannot make a common statement for every type of business. Debt to equity ratio depends upon industry to industry. So say for example, I am studying a company which is into utility business. That is, they provide basic amenities to the general public. So they are into that stream. So such companies normally are not impacted with the market changes, because that is something which will be required on a usual basis. So utility companies normally get a steady flow of income. So they have a normal scale of operations, and even if there is a market slump, they will not be affected that much. So such companies, even if they have high debt to equity, still can be considered as a company in which you can invest, because such companies have a steady flow of income. But if you are looking towards such a company, like say for example, I say automobile company, which is highly dependent upon the market scenarios. So if such companies have high debt to equity and there is a market turnaround, then such companies may have a heavy blow on their revenues, which may have a heavy impact on their cash flows, on their profits, on their repayment capacity, due to which these companies may be seriously affected. So in such companies, having high debt to equity is going to be very, very risky, very, very risky. But the same case when I talk about utility companies, I say even if they have high debt to equity, still those companies can be considered as good companies. So when you are finding out the risk which the companies are taking, you need to understand in which industry that specified company is operating and what is the market scenario. And general ideology is debt to equity ratio of 2 is considered as an ideal ratio. That means you can have twice the amount of debt than your equity, but more than 2 may be considered more risky. If you have less, that can be still considered as fine, but it should not be too low. It should not be too low, otherwise you are missing out on opportunities, because debt comes with a cheaper cost as compared to equity. So it should not be that you are not using debt at all. That is again a negative part about the company, because equity comes with a heavy cost. The same funds, if you take from debt holders, you might pay less amount and increase the wealth of the company. So it should not be too high, it should not be too low, it should be optimum. Ideally ratio 1 or 2 is considered to be a ideal ratio, but depends upon industry to industry. Thank you.